Hello, the next few videos are all related. I had a conference to attend to in Keystone, Colorado, so we decided to make a trip out of it and hit a few national parks along the way. We were able to do a circuit including Arizona, Colorado, and Utah. We also squeezed in a couple days exploring Durango and one night in Denver. The 6 parks that we visited were Petrified Forest, Mesa Verde, Great Sand Dunes, Rocky Mountain, Arches, and Canyonland. The day Chris and I left was pretty hectic. We both had to work half day that morning, finish packing up, and then head out. So we only drove 2 hours to Flagstaff and spent the night in a Crackle Barrel parking lot. That was the first time we did that, so it was a little bit of an experience. So let's start our adventure. All right, we just took our last showers. We're all packed up. Piper's buckled in. She went for her last walk. We think we have everything we need. It is almost 7 o'clock at 6:53. We're leaving Phoenix. It's 109 degrees outside. We're going to head up to Flagstaff and stay there for the night. All right, ready to head out?
Yep,
heading out.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. So we just arrived at the Cracker Barrel. We have the last spot. It's a small Cracker Barrel, but lots of parking, and there are RVs and people pulling all kinds of stuff everywhere. I'll see if we can show you. All right, so if you can see, we're in the back of the restaurant now. Kind of starts over here with people who are starting to stay the night. We checked in with the hostess, and they just said, yep, as long as you're in the back, you're good. So we're over here. We're right there. That was the last spot there. But I'm gonna walk in front of the van so you can see there's quite a few people parked here. I'm wondering if there's gonna be a lot of generators running tonight. She didn't say anything about if you could or could not run generators. But we don't have one, so we're not gonna run one. But he keeps going all the way down there too. I got a baked potato with broccoli and cheese on it. Chris got chicken and dumplings with his 2 sides of broccoli and cheese that I added to my baked potato, and green beans. And we got a watermelon lemonade. So we're gonna eat a late dinner and then start getting ready for bed. So we just packed up, got ready. We got ready, brushed our teeth, ate breakfast. Everything's good to go. We're gonna head out. It's an hour and a half to our first national park, which is gonna be Petrified National Forest. We've never been there before. And I'm having a hard time getting in my seat because look who claimed it. And she's being a little brat right now. I won't get out. She's just watching people. We had our air condition on 74 all night, set on auto, and it did start to turn off, turn on throughout the night. We're not plugged in, obviously, because we're in the parking lot of Crackle Barrel. So our battery life this morning, when I woke up at 5:30, was 50%. That includes having the refrigerator. We had 2 fans going also for some white noise, the air condition, and the water pump. I think we left on all night also. So not bad for one night, because now it will recharge as we're driving and should be 100% by the time we get to Petrified Forest. All right, we're pulling out of Crackle Barrel. We were just talking. It's our first night in the van in a long time. We feel a little discombobulated. We haven't figured out our schedule and moving around each other. Look at this beast over here. It looks like it was like an old delivery truck and then they changed it around or something. See how many people just crash here during the night? Flagstaff's the place to do your layover on your way to wherever you're going. We're gonna try to find a gas station. but this whole street is loaded with people that just stealth camped, I guess is the word, although you're allowed to, so it's no longer stealth. There's a schoolie coming up here. It's the Jesus bus.
Bracelets made with love.
Petrified Forest National Park is located in the northeast corner of Arizona, east of Holbrook. Part of Route 66 runs through a section of the park. Here's the entrance part. We do have the National Park Pass, and Chris is former military, so we have the U.S. military veteran pass.
How are you today?
Not too bad.
There you go.
Alright, you're not taking your rocks and got the side foot. Alright. Information Center, mile and a half.
Mile and a half that way? Awesome. Well, that's the only way I can go, right? Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too?
The south entrance is off of Highway 180. This is the entrance where we started. Visiting the park starting here and driving up through the park to the north entrance worked better for us since the direction we are ultimately heading is north and east toward Colorado. First, we stopped at the visitor center. Here we were able to stamp our National Park passport book. Then we looked around and purchased a patch to hang in the van. Dogs are allowed in this park, so we took Piper through the Bark Ranger lesson so we were able to take her with us on the trails. Alright, so Piper has become a Bark Ranger. So she gets this bandana she can put on. She's allowed to go anywhere in the park except for inside buildings. Got a list of do's and don'ts for being a Bark Ranger. It is bag your poop, always wear a leash, respect wildlife, and know where you can go. So I, Piper, and my human companion promise to respect the Bark Ranger rules of visiting the national monuments and parks. Yep, it's you. And then she gets a little, I don't know what these are called, a pin that she puts on her leash. Yeah, there's the tag. Alright, we're gonna get her bandana on. Good girl. And then they also give us a little poop bag, and this is wrapped around some dog treats. So she's gonna get her dog treats right now.
Sit. Sit. Wait.
I'll take these. Wait.
Sit.
So, Bark Ranger. That's it. You're piggy. No more teas. So we'll try to explain how the logs were formed from things that we've been reading. Do you think you're good at explaining it? Did you get the concept of it? All right, I'm trying to. This whole area was forest. We saw some of those pictures in the little museum that was at the visitor center. And through the clay, and when the river rose up and became a little bit of an ocean bed, all of the salt in the minerals of the water leached into the wood. Then it became buried with clay. Through pressure, the wood disintegrated, but the minerals in the water and from the clay leached into the wood as it was disintegrating and held the form of each tree, log, and that's how they were formed. This giant log is named Old Faithful. It measures 35 feet long and weighs about 44 tons. In 1962, it was struck by lightning and glued back together along the bottom. The total length of the loop trail was 0.4 miles. You are provided with a map from the visitor center that correlates to numbered stops along the way. At each stop, you can flip to your map and it explains what you are looking at. There were a total of 11 stops. The majority of the petrified logs are located in the southern end of the park. Here's a map of everything. We are down here right now. There's Crystal Forest. There's Agate Bridge. We definitely want to look at that. And then up here is Newspaper Rock. This is the petroglyphs that we definitely want to see. And then the Pueblo. And then up here is the other visitors center that we're going to stop at. Right there. This tree grew 217 million years ago. It is a 110 feet long petrified log that fell in this position. The park put concrete under it to try to preserve it longer. We stopped along the road to look at the Pueblo ruins. There is a 0.3 mile loop trail to walk. Along the trail are a few sets of petroglyphs that can be viewed. Look who's in my seat again. After moving Piper out of my seat, we hopped back onto the road and drove over to the Route 66 alignment. There is an old 1932 Studebaker here to mark the original section of Route 66 that crossed into the park. Next, we went to the Painted Desert Inn National Historic Landmark. The inn was built in the early 20th century, and they used petrified wood as part of the building materials. Now it is a museum you can walk through. So this is the Petrified Forest National Park Painted Desert Visitors Center. So this is on the north side of the park. One of the rangers that was at the Painted Desert Inn Museum that we just left said that you can eat here, you can get gas here. They said they have Navajo tacos here, so I think we might try it. I don't think either one of us has eaten a Navajo taco. At the North End Visitor Center, they have an active archaeology lab set up here. They find a lot of reptile fossils in the area that the archaeologists will clean up and file. The fossils are aged from 210 million years ago. from the late Triassic, early dinosaur time period. The scientist behind the glass is currently working on cleaning some fossils. Getting back into the van and opening the door, Piper is in my chair again. She's a little stinker, and we need to start working on some training about whose area this is. Okay, this is the Navajo taco. It's with the fried bread. I guess it was a chili con carne. So we'll bite into it and taste it. Okay, so Chris was wondering how you eat this thing. So this bread, I took a little bite of the bread. It tastes like funnel cake without the sweetness of it. Did you like the chili part?
It's alright. It's not bad.
Doable. Yeah, not bad. We are leaving the Petrified Forest National Park. It's number 1 on our list of our trip. Checked off. We're going to drive to Gallup, New Mexico and stay there for the night. That's about an hour from here, and then we'll head over to our next national park tomorrow. We found a Crackle Barrel to stay the night at in Gallup, New Mexico off of Interstate 40. Piper snuggled up in her spot and passed out. She had a long day walking the trails in the park and sitting in my chair. We'll see you in the next video when we head up to Colorado to our next national park. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave comments.